Hey everyone, it's Sunday today, so that means it's time to sit down and chat all things ChatGPT and generative AI and catch up with the news in the week. I have to say that before we begin, I am unfortunately going through a breakup as of this week. So, it's going to be a bit lower effort, and I'm not sure what that means for the future in terms of video releases and whatnot. But just want to let you know that this is kind of occupying the space of my brain right now. Thanks for listening. So in some interesting news this week, China has entered the generative AI race, and specifically Alibaba has. They have released a ChatGPT style chatbot assistant. Essentially what this AI bot can do is, as mentioned in the CNBC article, is analyze multimedia content and generate a text summary from audio and video files. So I can imagine that this is a nice assistant that, if it's embedded into meeting and speaker notes, that it would be really advantageous for businesses to use to summarize. They also mentioned further in the article that it has a pretty bang-on translation between Chinese and English. Here's the website. Again, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. I unfortunately do not speak or read Mandarin, but I'm curious for people who have those experiences what they will think. I think it is interesting for China to be specifically entering this race. I think, especially for the globals like Microsoft, Bing, OpenAI, Bard, etc., that this really kind of, this is a big player, and it kind of almost squeezes them a bit out of the market, just because China has different regulations, different compliance, etc. I'm also curious as to whether or not this will mean anything for OpenAI, how they want to strategically place themselves in China. And in some other news this week, there was a strong and wrong moment, and this is a very good reminder that when we use ChatGPT and generative AI chatbots, to not trust them completely. Like, I live kind of by the motto, kind of the trust and tweak, maybe don't blindly trust the output from ChatGPT. So essentially there was an article that I read in The Guardian that a lawyer had used ChatGPT to help him with some case studies, and I'll put as well this article in the description. But essentially what happened was that ChatGPT came up with some articles and some cases that the lawyer cited that were actually made up. None of the decisions or legal quotations in the brief actually ever existed. So this just is just another kind reminder about this. It also is really interesting when it comes to ChatGPT, doing knowledge work, that again, there needs to be kind of a human component to verify. But I'll put a link in the description, and it's just, again, another example of strong and wrong, just like me thinking that I didn't need to wear sunscreen today. Okay, and to end this short video, I want to turn to Reddit. I like the Reddit Roundup. It's fun to see what types of experiences people are having with ChatGPT. Let's go to the first one. The first one is that people are discovering, I guess this is not ChatGPT related, but it's on the subreddit, but people are discovering the Photoshop generative AI fill and the Adobe Firefly beta. I've made a video on the tool, and of course, breakups, family, crying, whatever, blah blah blah. I'll play my violin later, but this is so cool. I'll release a video because there's some really neat. There's a lot of neat possibilities within Photoshop and Adobe Firefly. But like you can expand. Expand the boundaries, and it will auto generate the image. That's one really cool use of Adobe Photoshop. The beta version. So if you have access to that, check it out. It's super neat. Next on the Reddit Roundup, we saw that there is an application in which AI will make you an anime in real time. I'm super curious about this. A few weeks back on the video, we talked about like the one shot where it didn't need to process so much. Like it could generate an image based on prompts and whatnot in one shot, in one go. So I'm wondering if this is using this API and this technology to kind of like real time do this. I did not explain that well, so let's move on to the next tab. I wonder what that means for animators. Anyways, let's not stick on that topic yet. The other thing that I found really interesting on Reddit is somebody is using ChatGPT to learn Python. Again, they set up a study plan, and this goes to anybody that is learning something, a new skill, etc. Maybe a pottery class, maybe, you know, something like Python, that you can definitely use ChatGPT to set up a self-learning plan and a curriculum. Next up on the Reddit Roundup, people are putting ChatGPT into their master thesis acknowledgements. Oh gosh, the end of academia as we know it. Just kidding, I don't mean that. Maybe I kind of mean that, because I feel like the model needs to change. But I had to laugh that special mention for this person's thesis goes to ChatGPT. Oh man, I hope that they did not entirely write your theoretical framework, but oh well. Next up, I found this super interesting. So somebody was able to, through a list of research, through prompts, they were able to score ChatGPT on the political compass, and that is more left-leaning, more libertarian. So, you know, Mr. Musk was right, man. It's becoming a liberal heckhole, and you know, yeah, he just needs to release Truth GPT. Moving on. The next one is, I found this super interesting, that according to Pew Research, only 2% of adults find ChatGPT extremely useful for work, education, or entertainment. I know that this is definitely going to change, especially as people sort of see the effects of this as it becomes more of a tool in people's workplaces. I really feel like if you're watching this and you have some interest, like, you know, we're kind of ahead of the curve as the early adopters. And I know that like within 2 or 3 years, this stat is going to grow. And I wish I had money so I could invest it in, actually, wait, does that clarify as financial? I'm going to just go to the next one. Never mind. So the last one I find really interesting as well is that, again, people are kind of saying like, oh, ChatGPT is, you know, nerfed a bit. Like I used to be able to jailbreak and it would give me instructions on like how to make like things that would blow up. So yeah, you just based on this, that some users are experiencing ChatGPT being nerfed, but I'm questioning. I'm wondering if this is for like the overall safety of the public, compliance, working with the EU. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so that has been my week. Thanks for sticking around. I hope to give some more Sunday news, but if I don't, you know why. Yeah, that's it on my end. Have a wonderful weekend and a beautiful start to the week. Okay, take care. Bye.